We're here with Mir Fontane. He just came all the way down here to talk with me. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, feeling marvelous. You already know Macaroni Tony in the building.
Yes, yes. So I just want to say before we begin, I look at you as like a New Jersey gym, kind of. I feel like people know what you're doing, but you know, people try to wait and see when you're gonna pop. Like, you know what I'm saying? How's your year been so far? How's it going? I know you just dropped a project, but how's the year been so far for you?
So far, the year's been good. I just turned 25. It's just been blessings on top of blessings. Making a lot of connections with people, networking with a lot of artists, especially from the Jersey area. And I feel like this year gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So I gotta let you know, a while ago, I did come to one of your shows when you opened up for Dave East. I think that was like in Jersey City. In Jersey City, right? And no shade to Dave, but you have some of the craziest fans. I think people don't realize how big of a fan base you have being in Jersey. Like, tell me about your fans. Like, why are they so crazy?
My fans are like very, very loyal because most of my fans came from when nobody really knew who I was. Yeah. So the fact that now I'm gaining traction from like the general public, they pretty much hold me dear to them because it's kind of like I'm their, I don't know, kind of like when J. Cole was first starting out and people were waiting for J. Cole to actually break the mainstream. Right. His core fan base is like really goes hard for him, even to this day. Like, he can do no wrong. So my fan base just pretty much just rides out, and when I win, they win. So they pretty much go hard for me the same way I go hard for them. You
got Macaroni Tony, that's out. It's produced by Kenneth Muse.
Kenneth Muse and K-Rock.
Right? Why did you name it that? Where did that name come from?
Okay, so Macaroni Tony was a line I gave myself in the song Real Niggas. It became like my guwap. It's my alter ego. It's pretty much everything that I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm not. It's pretty much like another side of me. Yeah. He's a more braggadocious, more cocky, more feeling himself, more industry. Yeah. Mir Fontane. Yeah, so that's where it came from, and I just wanted to give it a name.
Because I was listening to the intro on Macaroni Tony, and it's pretty much if you don't understand where you got the Macaroni Tony name from, by listening to that intro, you get an idea. Was that inspired by like real events that happened to you, coming up from your city and people pretty much not trying to see you win? Is that inspired by something real? Is it more so of like storytelling? You kind of, made it up? It's
very real. Macaroni Tony was pretty much derived from like when I started getting a little bit of mainstream success. Those who aren't in the actual know have their own perceptions of who you are, how you act now compared to who they thought you were. Right. Like, a lot of people didn't really know me, but they knew of me like, oh, he makes music. Right. But now so much that I'm getting like actual attention from like blogs and people that they actually look up to. It's kind of like, oh, he's cocky, he's conceited, he's Hollywood, he's not even from around here. Like, they waited until I actually got a little bit of success to try to disown me and stuff like that. So it's kind of like how fast the city can change on you, or people around you can change on you once you're doing better than them, or you're doing something that they didn't think that you actually do.
Explain this one line that you said in the intro. You said, it ain't too good to do good around here.
Right.
Where'd that come from?
It ain't too good to do good around here. That actually came from a line that I loved from 50 Cent. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much very relatable to me. Like I said, like once you start actually achieving something greater than, selling drugs or whatever the case may be in the city, you kind of got a target on your back, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something good, and because you might be able to get out when other people don't have that same type of hope or feel like they're just going to be in that city forever. So it's kind of like, it ain't too good to do good. Not only do good in the city, but then stay in the city while you're continuing to do good, where you're accessible and reachable. So that's pretty much where the whole Macaroni Tony thing was about. It was like being around that half love and half of it is hate. So you got to look over your shoulder while you're hugging someone else. So it's kind of like that type of feel.
I wanted to ask you about the cover art too. I thought that was really intricate, how you're in the macaroni food truck and you got the police following you, the helicopter on top, and you're looking out the window. How did you come up with the concept for the cover art?
Okay, so Macaroni Tony, I pretty much wanted to give him the food truck because it's kind of like I was feeding my city as far as like music, or I'm giving them something that like food for thought. Right. And for whatever reason, that's the wrong thing to do. Mm-hmm. So now I'm being hunted down by, in this case, it was police. I didn't want to just put random people. So
yeah, I was wondering about the police.
It was kind of more so for the politics of it as well, because there's definitely dirty cops and politicians in my city. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, I was watching a lot of Tupac documentaries and stuff like that, and there was a whole bunch of controversy on like the LAPD's the one who killed Tupac because he was so influential and so positive for the black community. So it was kind of a spinoff on that, and the whole thing that I'm going through now, I was kind of relate to those that I look up to and see if they ever had those similar experiences.
When I was listening to the project, I kind of got this feeling that in this project, you're kind of solidifying your spot and you're doing it unapologetically. You're letting people know, like, if you don't know who I am, now you're going to know. Is that what you were going for?
Exactly. I feel like all of my other projects were good, but I was kind of like very humble and like if you like it, you like it. In this sense, it was more so I'm gonna do this for my fans because I know who's gonna like it. Right. And if you don't know about me now, I'm on a run pretty much now. It's like if you're a new fan and you listen to my music, chances are you're gonna become a fan after you just listen to a couple of songs. Like it's something for you. I make a variety of different types of music, so I'm not just a one-trick pony or stuck in a box. So I wanted to come off as like I'm confident in what I do. This is what I can provide to the game, and you should just be ready for it.
Right. So I want to talk to you about some of the features on there. I know you have a feature on New Friends with Kodie Shane. How did that happen? That's crazy. How did that happen?
Me and Kodie actually met one time when we were opening up for Cameron. Yeah. It was probably like 2 years ago. And then we met again. We were opening, where were we? I think we were at South by. Mm-hmm. One of these shows. We were opening up for something. And she was just cool. Like we were talking backstage, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And once we had this New Friends record, it was kind of out of my box. So I kind of do like darker songs. Okay. And New Friends had kind of like an energetic, upbeat type of feel to it. And we just felt like Kodie would be perfect for it, like somebody that was accessible, that we can actually know that can bring life to the track. So that's what we went with, and she loved the song when we sent it to her, and it just went on from there. New Friends video coming soon.
Definitely. Yeah. So you both are upcoming artists, well-known artists. So I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about XXL. I know that they show you a lot of love. Right. You're always on their site. So they have their freshman list coming up this year, and what do you think your chances are of being on that cover this year? What do you think?
I'm probably not going to be on the cover this year. Uh-huh. But that's because I understand the politics of the thing. But like you said, they still show love. Exactly. So it's kind of like every time we go up there, they actually recognize the talent that I have, and they actually show me love and show me that they actually like the music. That was the whole reason I got called up again this year for the XXL, because before I did my freshman pitch, that was before my Camden album dropped. So they invited me back up there just based off of what I did after I did my pitch last year. So I feel like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen eventually when it's my time. Right? Exactly. So I'd rather not be on there like forcibly when it's not really my time. And then, yeah, so. So if
not you, then who are some of your favorites that you think will be on this freshman cover this year?
My boy Jid definitely deserves it. I feel like Trippie Redd's probably going to be on there. What about some new artists? I don't really like a lot of new artists, so I can't really name them off the top of my head. But the ones, Trippie, I said Jid. I don't know who else is like certainly going to be in there. But if I could guess, probably like NBA Youngboy or Lil Xan or somebody.
I just was on your Instagram and I saw you were with Fetty Wap, who's another Jersey native, of course, and the kitchen was brazy. What are y'all cooking up? Can we get some exclusives? What y'all got cooking?
Can I tell them anything? You good? Nah. Just know we cooking up stuff. Yeah. We did a couple of tracks, you know what I mean? We just got stuff brewing. Probably you'll probably get something soon. Yeah. You know what I mean? Something soon. That's all I can really say. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we gonna wait on it. We definitely gonna wait on it. Definitely. When Mir Fontane is creating his music, whether it's in the studio or you're writing, can you paint for me the scenario or like a vision of what is it like when you're creating music? From the setting to the music you need. I don't know if you got women around you when you're doing it. What's the setting for you?
I try to stay in my box when I'm writing, because when I'm writing it's very, very serious. Like, because it's not only that I'm making a song, I have to create a mood, I have to create emotions. I know I want exactly how I want it to sound. I'm a perfectionist to a fault sometimes at that. I hate sitting down writing. Like, I feel like when I'm sitting down trying to write, all my thoughts go to the floor. So I like pacing back and forth, just coming up with different stuff, and I'll pretty much just freestyle it before I write it down. And that's pretty much just how the flow is. I try to stay away from everybody until I'm ready to, all right, I just killed this. I'm going to go in the booth and you're going to hear it. That's really hard.
So do you ever have distractions when you're trying to make your music? Do you have any distractions around you?
A lot of stuff can distract me. Like, all right, so you got your headphones on and people tap you? Yeah. Irks me, especially if I'm writing. That, too much going on. Like, if I was trying to write right now, I would lose my mind. Or I hate writing in the studio when it's not the beat. If we're not working on that specific song right now. So if I got my headphones on and you're working on something else, chances are that beat is louder than what's ever in my headphones, so I really can't concentrate on what I'm writing. But yeah, distractions come from anything. I'm easily distracted if my mind is already wandering somewhere else trying to think of like a great concept or something. So I try to get away.
What is your favorite track off of Macaroni Tony so far?
My favorite track off of Macaroni Tony is probably My Favorite Rule or Bodega. Is one of them.
Bodega's my favorite, but tell me why. Tell me why that's your favorite.
My Favorite Rule is kind of like more up-tempo and turned up. Like I can really bounce to that one. But Bodega is more so of like a soundtrack. Like I can hear that on a movie, and it's more so more visual than My Favorite Rule. Is more of a turn up.
I feel like on this one, you're doing some storytelling. So is that what you were going for, or how did you pretty much come up with the concept? I'm going to tell a story.
I mean, I try to do that with all my projects. Right. This one actually wasn't even going to be a story. Like it was just going to be a bunch of. It was just going to be Macaroni Tony without the skits, and it was just going to be that. But I felt like I wanted to bring it all together and actually have it make sense because all the songs kind of related to each other and told a story without me actually putting it together. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me just fill in the blanks and make this a cohesive album. And something that has replay value. Like I feel like once it is a cohesive album, you have to play from top to bottom. You're not going to skip anything because you feel like you missed something. Especially since what I did with on Camden, like. On Cold, there's a skit at the end of Cold, but if you skip Cold altogether, you're missing a major part of the entire story. So I try to keep people on their toes like that. Yeah.
So what is the main thing you want your fans to get from listening to Macaroni Tony? Like if they didn't know much about Mir Fontane, and after listening to this project, what's the main thing that you want them to get from this? I got next,
and I don't give a fuck who got after me or whatever. This is the time that everything has to pop. It has to happen. I've been preaching the age 25 for a couple of years. I really feel like that's a magic number for me. I feel like we're going to go crazy this year. We got Fetty records on the way. We got so much on the way. Everything's just moving. And I feel like when you listen to Macaroni Tony, I want you to feel the confidence over the years of the projects that I've been making. Like you should be able to listen to this and say, yeah, this is the step in the right direction as far as like me meeting my ultimate potential as a star. Yeah.
And what do you have planned for this project? I know you're going to be doing shows and possibly some music videos. What do you have planned for this?
We got music videos. We trying to put together a tour. I essentially kind of want to get back and make a short film, whether it be a little bit of Macaroni Tony, a little bit of Camden, kind of put them together and actually make a movie. I just got a lot of ideas, and I'm just trying to not do too much, you know what I mean? Because it's like I still got exactly. I don't want to do that, and then because when I do that, I tend to do that a lot. Like I started off drawing, so like as soon as I drop an album, or I can't drop no new music for a little bit, so I'll start drawing or I'll start doing something else. But then when it's time to get back into music, I'll have writer's block because I'm so creative into drawing right now that I got to get back on my P's and Q's with the writing. So I try to stay grounded. Like I actually had like a pilot written for a cartoon series based on Macaroni Tony. Yeah. I got ideas on special guest voice actors that I want to do it and everything like that. I want to pitch it to Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. It's pretty much just about Macaroni Tony and his friends and in the summer program that's kind of like a Boys and Girls Club program, but it's just for music. And they go on these wacky adventures. He has an imaginary friend called the Melody Monster that only he and his friends can see and talk to. And they go on these adventures like traveling through time to these different periods of hip-hop because Macaroni Tony wants to make the greatest mixtape ever. He's like 13 years old, 14 years old. And the whole show is just about that. I wanted to have people like Cat Williams play the teacher, John Witherspoon play like the principal or something. I wanted to have a couple people. Tyler the Creator be one of my friends, stuff like that, and just have it be a dope show.
I definitely think that's possible, especially with all the Netflix shows now. Sci-fi is the thing. They got Black Mirror, Stranger Things. I definitely think that's something that can definitely. Yeah, definitely. So just before you go, I have a little fun thing I want to do with you real quick, a little fun game. So you can either say you with this or you're not. So I'm with it or I'm not, okay? So I'm going to name some things and you tell me if you with it or you're not, all right? Kanye West saying that slavery was a choice.
I'm not with it.
Okay. This is America video by Childish Gambino.
I actually haven't seen it, but from the clips that I have seen, I'm with it.
Okay. Rihanna coming out with her own lingerie line.
I'm with it.
Okay.
Very with it.
The Avengers movie.
Definitely with it.
Okay. 50 Cent roasting ASAP Rocky on Instagram.
50 Cent my guy, I'm with it.
You with it?
I'm with it. And I like roasting. It's all fun. That's what 50 does.
Okay. The theme for Met Gala this year, it was a Catholic theme.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was a Catholic theme.
I was trying to figure out what the theme was. It seemed like I say religion or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, it was Catholic.
Yeah.
I guess I'm with it. But I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I'm into all that Illuminati stuff that they be talking about. So I'm like, I don't know. That might have been a ritual or something after Mac. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay, 6ix9ine claiming to have a feature on Kanye West's new album.
Not with it.
Okay. Tierra Marie's sex tape just got leaked today.
You said Tina Marie or Tierra? I was about to say, oh my God. Yeah. I guess I'm with it. She gotta get back on Love and Hip Hop somehow.
Okay. A docuseries based on R. Kelly's alleged sex cult that he had.
Ooh, I'm definitely. Is it going on Netflix?
It's going on Lifetime.
I'm not with it.
And that new Macaroni Tony by Mir Fontane.
Definitely with it.
Yes. But where can they find you? Where can they follow you? We're going to stay up to date with Mir Fontane. Everybody, go get Macaroni Tony because I got it. You got to get it too.
You can find me on every social media at Mir Fontane. And if you want to get it popping in Fortnite, you can hit me up on PlayStation, Fontaine the God. You know what I mean? And get it cracking. Make sure you go listen to that Macaroni Tony. We got new music coming out soon. New Friends video coming out soon. Bodega video coming out soon. We got new Fetty records coming out. You might just stay tuned. You might as well follow me on everything so you'll be up to date. Mir Fontane, Macaroni Tony in the building.
I grew up around killers and robbers who wanna be ballers and live like the Carters.